Hello and welcome everybody back. This is the final round of the Virtual Drift Championship Season 5. My name is Craig and with me as always is Tanner. What's going on, dude?
What is happening, Craig? Final round already. Where's the time gone? This winter has just flown by, and now we're here. The final round of the Virtual Drift Championship for this season.
Yeah, we sure are. We've got qualifying coming right up. And again, round 8, we're here at Mondello Park on a fantastic layout, very similar to the IDS layout that they did last year on their single round. But the big sweeper there, being a full outside zone, will bring up the line map for everybody here. You see the start of the course at the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Decent little run up, and then an entry with your first decel zone and first outside zone. And then tightening up to that first inside clip 2, and then holding on to a mid to outside line there as you make your transition and come down to clip 3. Drivers are gonna want to get down to the outside just a little bit early before that outside zone so they can spread out the Manji section you see there between clip 3, 4, and 5. And 5, your big outside zone there along a huge wall ride is going to be a lot of fun to see these drivers, push the limits of that wall there. And then back across the track once again for another wall ride at clip 6 in your next decel zone. And they'll button up to that clip 7, next inside clip, and then back out to the outside to finish up the course. And we've got a crazy group coming up here. Alan Hines and Tikon Plesky are in Group 1 together here, but we've got Mauricia coming to the line now. And, just to remind everybody, we've got some battles in the championship here in the finals. We got a battle for first place between Tikon and Alan. We've got a battle for third place between Reese and Victor. And then a Rookie of the Year battle between Zach O'Sullivan and Una Warren.
Yeah, it's anyone's game today, and there's still so many points left on the board for these drivers to try and grab and still move their way up and shake up the points. There's so many variables that can happen, so we're just super excited to get on with it and get the first qualifier off the line as the 3 lights go out, and Choir Bentley Mauricia heading off for his first run of the final round here as he initiates into that first clip. Good angle, going a little wide for that inside clipping point as he transitions to come down now to this Manji section. For those first time seeing this course, it is wonderful, but into the wall already.
First victim
Is Choir Bentley Mauricia getting a 0 on his first run, and that's the wall we're talking about today, guys. These 2 wall runs, they are going to make or break you.
Yeah, again, he does have another run coming up, but we've got Ramen Catastranka up now for his first run, returning back in that Beamer and throwing that thing into the first outside zone, grabbing the inside clip as well. Looking great here as he grabs the next outside zone. Big angle through the Manji section. Ooh, and almost too wide, just like Mauricia there, but he hangs on to it and stays super wide around that wall run. Very nice line, a little tight there, but he'll end up on the outside. He'll get some points on the board. And at 84 for Ramen, so good first score on the board. We're on to Alan Hines for his first run.
Yeah, the man currently sitting in first place in the championship standings and now has to fight to keep it. Alan Hines, he comes through those first 2 clips looking good so far, putting the car where it needs to go, coming into this Manji section now, getting through these outer zones now for that dangerous wall ride as he puts the wing just up over the barrier there, holding it all the way around, looking beautiful riding the next wall into this really tight inside clip and doing an awesome job around it, nicking the wall
Ooh.
just as he comes to the finish line.
Yeah, really close there. Just pushing just a little bit too wide. And yeah, remind everybody, Allen is sitting first in the championship. Just ahead of Tikon Pileski, but gets an 85.3 for his first run, and we're on to Tikon Pileski. Lean out of the gate. And tons of angle there around that first turn. Nice snap transition out to clip 3. Just filling these outside zones deep into the wall as he sets in. And he'll stay out there throughout the remainder of the outside zone and backwards into this final turn. And he hangs on to it, and he'll finish out his first run of the day.
Ooh.
And 87 for Tikon Pileski on his first run.
Not bad there from Tikon. I mean, going up against Allen there, he's probably going to show it all out. He wants that number 1 qualifying position. But next up, here's Dan Dirks in his GT86 as he throws it in. Looking good for the first 2 clipping points as we come up to these outside zones. A little shallow on the first clip 4 there. Could have been a bit deeper, but now coming into that wall ride, really trying to get that GT86's rear end up on that wall as he transitions to the next clip and goes way too wide for that inside, but holds it together for the final outside zone before crossing the line.
Yeah, not too bad from Dan Dirks there. Kind of points he puts up, and a 75 started out for himself. And we're on to Victor Alves, facing that 3rd spot in the championship. Good initiation from Victor here. Grabbing that inside clip. Smooth transition out to outside zone 2. Filling that zone as well. Setting into the wall nicely. Looks like he'll stay deep throughout that whole zone. Very smooth there. I like the line across that last inside clip and out to the final outside zone. He'll finish out his first run.
Very good run there from Victor.
And a 90.3.
Victor really showing out here today at the Mondello circuit. We have Cages Lunas now in his little wagon BMW there, going through the first 2 clips pretty smoothly as he transitions to come into this Manji section through clip 4 nice and deep, transitioning to 5, and now transitioning into the wall run, but hitting that wall and being the second victim for the wall here at Mondello to claim.
And he'll go ahead and finish out the remainder of his run. Might as well take a little bit of practice that you got left, because he still has another run coming up. Quickly on to Mateus. Joining Andreas on that Pixel Esports livery. Nice transition out to outside zone 2. Very smooth here through the Manji section. A little tentative setting into that wall, but could be a very smart move right now, especially for your first run. Nice. Around that last and final inside clip, and there he goes across the finish line. That's our last driver of Group 1, so we're going to rotate back on around to Mauricia. Mateus will end up with a 79.7.
Which isn't a bad score. It's enough for him to improve on that second run. But the man who's got to lay it all out on the line is this man here, Choir Bentley Mauricia, sitting on that 0. He's got to put it all down here as he comes through the outer zone into that first inside clip, missing out on it though. Now to make up for it here on clip 3, 4, and then into 5 for that wall run. Don't make that same mistake. Keeps it together. Not as close as he wanted on that wall, but makes it up for it at the last half of that outside zone. As he goes to transition and goes way too inside. for that inside clip, but finishes out wide and completes his run.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one as well. The amount that he cut there at that last and final inside clip. To wait and see. It wasn't just a drop into the grass.
Yeah.
You also have that yellow line that comes off, bringing that inside clip off the inside of the corner.
They might even consider that 3 tires off. And
yeah, it's definitely close. It would certainly be tough to chase as well. And there it is. It's going to be an unfortunate 0 for Acquire Bentley, but we always enjoy seeing him out here. He's a veteran driver, been with the Virtual Drift Championship for a long time, and a talented 3D artist. But here's Ramen. Nice transition across here to outside zone 2. Oh, and look at the angle there. And very nice set into this big outside zone. Following that wall the whole way around. Nice smooth transition there. Good line. All the way out to the outside. And there he goes across the finish line for his second run, trying to better the 84. He might do that there. That run. And there it is, 91.3. Good score for Ramen.
very good score for Ramen indeed. As we move on now to Alan Hines, sitting on that 85.3, and wants to better that, I guarantee it, as he comes through these first 2 inside clips, transitioning now, put it all the way out there on clip 3, through the Manji section, 4, onto the wall into 5, and beautifully done on that wall. Again, hanging that rear wing over that wall as he comes through and makes one last transition here around that inside clip, pushing all the way out. Alan Hines finishing it out.
Yeah, really strong run there for Alan Hines. Imagine that might get him up into the 90s as well, along with Ron. And a 94.3 for Alan Hines. That'll put him in the current first place position. And here we have Tikon Pileski trying to better his 87. Again, sitting second in the championship. And going almost backwards here through the first turn. A little correction. Very small. Nice transition. Out to clip 3. He'll fill clip 4 as well. Almost dropping a little tire there. Following up on the angle a little bit here in clip 5. Good transition. Does run over that last and final inside clip, and there he goes across the finish line for his second run.
That initiation, though.
Yeah, it was wild. It was just a slow rotation. A 91 on the board, so he'll sit third right now here in Group 1.
And sitting on that 75 here is Dan Dirks in his GT86. He initiates in. Good to that first outside zone and that inside clip as well. See how he can do in this Manji section. A little deeper there into clip 3 this time around, as he transitions for the big wall ride here of clip 5, putting the car a lot closer to that wall than he did on his first run. Now only 3 clips left, coming through that final little tail drag. He grabs that inside clip and across the line. Good job there from Dan Dirks. Really solid run.
Yeah, it certainly shouldn't be enough to better that 75. I imagine there it is, 78. So not too bad. But as we know, these rounds have gotten harder and harder to qualify in, and I've required scores of 87 or higher. And here's Victor, currently sitting on the 90.3. All the way out there and filling clip 3. Grabs 4 as well. And he's flying through that Manji section there. Back on power quickly in clip 5. Great transition across. And picks up that inside clip. I mean, perfectly.
Yeah. Millimeters away from that inside clip. That was beautifully done.
That'd be crazy. And there it is, 91, so does better that 90.3, and he'll tie with Tikon Pileski currently.
And with that higher low score as well, It looks like he'll be taking that third place for now, but here comes Cages Salunas missing out on that inside clip off the initiation. Coming down now to clip the Manji section with clip 3 and 4. Now into 5, avoiding that wall. Little hesitant going into it, didn't want to go into it as he drags that rear bumper at the end there along the wall, transitioning now to this final inside clip and gets it done. Can he hold it together for the final outside zone, and just makes it to the finish line?
Yeah, it didn't quite fill that full, last outside zone, but hats off to him. He coming off that 0 and it was a pretty solid run. He does end up with a 75.3, so it is a little bit on the lower end. We'll have to wait and see if it'll be enough to get him into top 32, and we're on to Matthias entering in. Good transition across here. And filling clip 5, hanging on to that angle there. No corrections. Ooh, and he's gonna go wide for the last and final inside clip, but he'll fill the last zone and across the finish line. So trying to better the 79.7. Have to wait and see what the judges say. And an 80.7 for Matthias, and that's gonna do it for Group 1. And look at there, Alan Hines up on top quickly with a 94.3. Ramen right behind him with a 91.3 as well. And then a Tikon Pileski and Victor Alves, both with 91s. But as you said, Tanner, I think Victor should be in that third spot with the higher lower score. So we'll take a quick break. We'll load in our next group, and we'll be right back with more qualifying. All right, we're back. We've got Group 2 loaded in. They're taking just a couple of practice runs before we send them on their way for their qualifying runs. We'll bring up that current top 7. Alan Hines again on top with that 94.3. Ramen right behind him with the 91.3. Econ and Victor with those 91s. And last call from those judges. So Tobias Thormoutsid should be coming to the line here for his first run. Here he is returning in that E46. And has been pretty solid all season long with it. Fairly consistent here. Good initiation, grabbing that first inside clip. Oh, he's way out wide. Yeah, he's going to drop 2 tires there. And that is like a big ditch out there. So good on him to keep it going. And there he is, filling clip 5. Hanging off the limiter there. Filling that outside zone. And not too bad. Just that first transition there ended up a little wide. Dropping 2 tires. So again, deduction coming on for that, and there it is, a 70.74 bias. Here we go with Augusto.
Augusto Ferreira coming up for his first run here of qualifying, initiating in. Going through that outside zone good, but missing out on that inside clip as he transitions nicely, but doesn't get clip 3 as he makes up for it with clip 4 now for the wall ride of clip 5, putting the rear bumper on the wall, just nicely hanging that wing over it as he transitions one last time through the second to last outer zone, nicely through the inside clip and crossing out the line to finish his run.
Yeah, not too bad from Augusto there. Ooh, that score ends up being, and 71.7 for Augusto there. On to Russell Jones. Entering in, using a little bit of left foot brake to get around that inside clip. Filling outside zone 2. Comes up a little late there for, and massive over rotation. Bounces off the wall. And he'll continue on. We'll have to wait and see from those judges. I think that is going to be a 0 there. As that would be, yeah, there it is on the board already. An unfortunate one for Russell. It just, one of those situations that would be impossible to chase there.
Well, exactly, and there's a little bit of opposite luck as well, but now this man, Alexander Holzner, someone who's repeatedly taken that first qualifying position away from a lot of people this season, transitioning into the Manji section now. Really having fun with it out there is Alexander Holzner. Beautiful onto the wall. Maybe even just bouncing off it just a little bit and having to recorrect his angle there as he transitions down to that second to last in the outside zone through the inside clip, making it beautifully across the line.
Another strong run from Alexander there. As you said, he is one to come through and swipe away that number 1 qualifying position. Not with that one though. 84.3 for Alexander. We're on to Jake Wise. Missed Jake Wise a couple of rounds. He's returning back for the final round here at Mondello. Entering in and looking good here through the first turn. Lots of angle. Smooth transition. Filling that next outside zone. Looking good through the Manji section. Real tight to the wall there all the way around. And flying into that second to last outside zone. Does hit the clip just a little bit there, but there he goes across the line. His first run of the day. Good to see Jake back.
Yeah, it's nice to see Jake coming back there, but just quickly back on Alexander Holzner there. I mean, even when he does steal it away, he does it so smoothly. And that's what I like about Alexander. He just so smooth. But this man, Kevin Stump, in the NOS Energy Drink S14. Another man who's very good out there in qualifying. He comes down now through this Manji section, filling the zones to put in the car where it needs to go, but a little too deep into the wall there, manages to save it and hold it out for the rest of clip 5 down that wall drag there from the second to outer last clip and through the rest of the course. Making it through is Kevin Stump.
Yeah, he just might end up with some points on the board. It'll be close here. I'll have to wait for the judges. I mean, he went flying into the wall, no doubt, but did a good job to keep it going. And yeah, he does get some points to 66.3. I think we know that definitely won't be enough for top 32 later on, so I'll have to improve on that. Here we go with Hayden and his R33. Looking good so far here. Nice transition to clip 3. He'll come up for clip 4 and fill it as well. Nice set into this massive wall right here. I have to say, it's just so satisfying when you nail that wall and ride it all the way around full throttle. He does go a little inside there for that last inside clip. There he goes, finishing it out. See what those judges give him an 84.7. A lot of mid-80s so far.
A lot of mid-80s, which gives them a lot of room on their second runs to really make up for things. But Martin Marek, the last driver of the first set of runs here for Group 2. Making his way through the course pretty clean so far as we come into this Manji section. Grabbing the zones beautifully. Gets it up on that wall with some good angle. Really laying on the throttle there as he transitions now to that inside clip. Lots of speed he carried around that as he gets back on throttle to finish it out.
Yeah, I always look at Martin as sort of, one of those sleeper drivers that they creep up and qualify well and take some people out in battles. A little bit lower on the score there, 79, but we know he is certainly capable. Here's Tobias back around for his second run here. Sitting on that 70.7, he'll definitely want to improve on that. There he goes, trying his best there, filling that zone. Oh, and does drop a tire there, really going after it here on his second run. Filling clip 5 all the way around that wall. Great transition. Grabbing that last and final inside clip. Yeah, I think that should be enough to... Well, it's close because, you had those tire drops, whether that's going to beat the 70.7, and it is 76.7. And we're back around to Augusto.
Augusto Ferreira sitting on that 71.7, so another man who's going to want to improve his score as he initiates in, gets through that first outside zone, and grabs a little bit of the first inside clip as well. A little better there than his first run as he comes into this Manji section, grabbing those two outer zones beautifully and putting the car nicely up onto the wall. Lots of angle there as he comes out of it and transitions to go to this inside clip. Grabbing it nicely as well. Back on throttle to finish out his run.
And on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That should beat the 71.7, I imagine. There it is, 76.7. Very similar run to what we just saw. Here we go. Russell Jones with his second. Sitting on that unfortunate 0, over-rotating into clip 5, the big wall run. See if he can button it up. Looking good so far here through the first few turns. A lot better through the Manji. Very tentative as he sets into clip 5 in this big wall run. But once he did, he got going again. Filling that zone. Grabbing the last and final inside clip. And he'll put some points on the board. And 87.7 for Russell Jones.
A very good score there from Russell, so let's hope that score will push him through to the top 32 as Alexander Holster now ready for his second run and already doing a great job through those first two clips as he comes into this Manji section. Could have just been a tad deeper on clip 3, but making it work for the setup to the long wall ride here of clip 5. Alexander, again, just so smooth. Almost like you don't even notice the car transitioning or rotating beautifully tight to that inside clip and pushing out for the finish.
Yeah, another good run from Alexander there. And at 89.3, that'll put him in 5th position so far as we move along through Group 2 and back to Jake Wise. Good initiation, but he's going to go really wide for clip 1. He'll button it up and make a good transition into clip 3. Coming up a little late for 4. And setting into clip 5 here. This massive wall ride. And going backwards for the last turn. He holds it though. And he'll continue on. And he'll put some more points on the board. I don't know if that's going to be enough to beat the 82. And there it is. Yeah, 73.3 for Jake Wise on his second run.
Unfortunate for Jake Wise, but hopefully it might be enough to get him through. We'll have to wait and see. Kevin Stump now for his second run, sitting on a 66.3. He's going to want to improve that as he comes through the first two clips quite nicely. As we come down now to clip 3, could have just been a little bit deeper. Same on 4, but setting up for 5 here now. He's got to put that bumper on the wall. He comes through the finish there of 5 and transitions one last time and sets up for this inside clip. And a good job around it as he gets back on that throttle and finishes out his run.
Another, well, I'll say another, as he, messed up that first run, but should be well enough to beat this 66, and it is a 78.7. We're on to Hayden Winter. And last qualifying runs of the season here. Winner on his snappy transition there to get out to clip 3, all the way up for 4. Ooh, and sets in a little deep to the wall. Has to make a correction and keeps it going though. Oh no, and he's gonna attempt the 360, and he ends up doing it.
Maybe he thinks he already got a 0 off of that wall hit, but he probably still could have put points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Now, I don't think it would have been enough to beat the 84.7, but, you need that second score for a possible, tiebreaker.
Exactly. So, Martin Marek now the final driver of Group 2, coming in with that 79.7, so he's going to want to improve that as well, as obviously every driver wants to go way high up in their qualifying scores, but Martin looking super smooth out there, going through the first half of the course beautifully on that wall ride now. Yeah, he's looking really solid for the second run, nicely dialed in. Can he get this inside clip? Just nudges it a little bit, but does get through it as he pushes through to the finish.
And that's going to do it for Group 2. Let's wait and see what type of score he gets. An 81.7, so not too bad. And that's 2 groups down. And Alan Hines still sitting in that number 1 position, that 94.3. But Rahman right behind him with the 91.3. Econ and Victor with their 91s as well. So we'll take another quick break, load in a Group 3 here, and we'll be right back with some more qualifying. All right, we are back. We've got Group 3 loaded in. They're taking their last little bit of practice runs, again, before we send them on their way for their last qualifying runs of the season. This is the final round of Season 5. And what a season it's been, man. I mean, the qualifying has gotten, almost out of hand with with the scores required to make it into top 32. I mean, it's just been insane. And then the battles from top 32 and on have just been crazy. And coming into this last and final round, we've got some battles. Battle for first, battle for third, and a Rookie of the Year battle. And of course, the other small battles throughout the standings.
Yeah, and just the amount that anything could happen. Anyone could go out at any point, and that could just change up the whole board on where they're going to sit and how the points are delegated. So it's so close this season. I mean, well, I think what was our highest qualifying score there at one point to get into the top 32? 89. Like, the level that these guys have brought in this year has been insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. And here's Octavian Chalaroux for his first run here. Making some updates to his car. Let's see if it pays off. He's looking good here through the first turn. Going super wide there. I like the line. Filling that next outside zone. Octavian looking settled here in his S14. Check out the massive moonroof there on top. It makes that transition. A good looking car and a good looking run here as well for Octavian. I think one of the better qualifying runs we've seen from Octavian all year.
Yeah, definitely. Car's looking super settled for him this time around, so maybe the changes he made were for the better.
For sure, and 86.7 on the board for him too.
Oh, very good job from Octavian. His next up here is Sarunas Gervicius. Sarunas in that big old American Ford Mustang, bringing it through the first two inside clips, trying to fill out as much as 3 as he could, dropping a tire through 4, transitioning now onto the wall. Luckily enough, he still was able to keep it without going into it. Normally if you drop that tire there at 4, ooh, going into a wall we haven't seen anybody hit yet, but still hanging on to it and just planting the throttle and keeping it going.
I feel sorry for the wall more than I...
Remember, torque is how far you bring the wall with you.
And a 72.7 for Sarunas after hitting that wall. If he doesn't go take pictures of that massive 3-wheel, though, should definitely. And here's Shoma for his first run. Very smooth so far here. Sort of settled in. Looking to grab some points for his first run. But filling that wall very nicely. Does take that clip out, that last and final inside clip. There he goes across the finish line, finishing out his first run. Round 8. And at 82.7, so not a bad score for Shoma.
And our next driver here, currently 3rd in the championship standings, and probably hoping to maybe out-qualify his teammate, Reese Tatterson, in that Pro Drift Academy S15. Good initiation through the first 2 clipping points as he transitions down into clip 3. Coming up towards 4, filling the zones beautifully. Nicely onto the wall, but too deep, and straightens him out. As he attempts to recorrect it and keep it going, it'll be up to the judges to decide if that will be deemed a 0 or a deduction, as it still could have been chaseable, but it'll be up to them at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. It was really close. I mean, he did a great job to keep it going. But yeah, ultimately, it's going to be up to those judges whether they give him some points on the board. Whoa, that flashed really quick. So it's going to be a 65.3 on the board for Reese Tatterson. Oh, certainly wanting to better that. And here's Yuna on that Rookie of the Year chase behind Zach O'Sullivan. Wanting to qualify big here and do well if he wants to have a chance at that Rookie of the Year position. Filling that clip 5 pretty well here in this big wall run. Good transition with this massive car here. And gets it around that inner clip. You know, looking really settled once again in that big BMW.
Wow, that was really close to that inside clip. That was very good job, well done. So an 88.3 there for Una Warnen. There's Stephen Hatcher now in this RX-8. Coming through the initiation, the first 2 clips quite nicely as he fills out all of 4 for this Manji section. Right to the edge of the track for clip 4 there. As he puts it up onto the wall now, holding it together. Good angle as he transitions to that little wall ride before clip the last inside clip and pushing out to the final outside zone.
Even looking good there for his first
Very
run.
good run from Steven.
And at 89, so just up under that 90-point mark. We're on to Pontus. Rotary after rotary here. Initiating in. And looked like he was going to go wide, but a nice throttle control. Buttoned it up to that inner clip. Grabbing those outside zones. Looks quick through that Manji section as well. Look at there, all the way out there to the wall. Good transition. Great use of throttle control through this run here from Pontus. That'll finish it out for his first run. And at 88 for Pontus.
Yeah, very good job there from Pontus. And then on to the last driver for the first set of qualifying runs here, Oliver Eppinger. In his Toyota Supra, going a little wide there for that inside clip as he does a nice transition down to clip 3. Could have just been a tad deeper in 3 as he goes through this Manji section, sets up for the wall ride, clipping it a little bit, but hanging onto it, using all the power out of that wonderful 2JZ motor. Pushing out to the wall to finish out his run.
See those judges? Again, last driver of Group 3. And there it is, 83.7 on the board for Oliver Eppinger. Here's Octavian. Belarus for his second run looked really good on his first. And going after it on his second here, does make a slight bobble there through that first turn to get around inside clip 1. There he goes all the way out to clip 3, filling clip 4 as well. Back on throttle, very smooth here. Comes off that wall just a little bit and then works back out there. Little bobbles before he makes that transition there. So going after it on his second run, but I don't think that was as smooth. It'll be up to the judges, though. Whether that's going to be...
Seems... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's going to end up a little lower, that 83.7 for Octavian.
And it seems like he just wanted to put the foot to the floor the entire run and just go for it. So, well, he tried. But good runs overall as we have background to Sarunas Jervicius sitting on that 72.7. He's going to want to improve that as he puts it nicely through this first half of the course before setting up on this wall ride. This is what got him the last time, but making it work this time around. Wow, good transition there into that inside clip. Look at that, good run there from Sarunas.
And Sarunas, normally known to come out and show out for qualifying, but on that first run, hitting that wall, almost taking the wall out, and then the small corrections. But look at there, a 92.7 wow. For Sarunas, and that'll put him in second place.
Well earned from Sarunas.
Absolutely, and here's Shoma for his second run. If you can better the 82.7 as those scores are creeping up here in Group 3. Very smooth through clip 5 here in the big sweeper. And a nice transition. Ooh, it does pick up that throttle and then across that inside clip. There he goes, finishing it out for his second run and trying to better the 82.7. It'll be close, very similar to his first run. And look at there, a 90 for Shoma Takaya up on the board. That'll put him in 6th position.
Good job from Shoma. Now another gentleman who wants to improve his score, sitting on his 65.3. This man here, Reese Tatterson, a beautiful job in that initiation through the first 2 clips as he transitions now to clip 3, looking good through the Manji section. This is where it counts. Clip 5, put it up on that wall and hold it the whole way around as he is deep into it, transitioning one last time through that last wall ride, but taking out that inside clip before pushing out to the edge to finish out his run.
Yeah, Reese certainly going after it as he needs to, sitting on that 65.3 after he hit the wall on his first run in clip 5. See, and at 89.3, that'll put him in 8th position just behind Alexander Holzner. And here we go with Yuna. And Yuna chasing that Rookie of the Year position. Currently sitting on an 88.3. Entering in and looking solid once again here. Smooth transition, just very smooth through qualifying and battles is Yuna in this big BMW. Massive wheelbase. Looking good through clip 5 once again, all the way out there. There he goes across that inside clip once again, just ultimate closeness there on the inside clip. I'm, getting the diffuser to scrape it up there. And a 90 for Yuna, so another good run. That'll put him in 7th position.
Now Steven Hatcher already on an 89. Doing a good job off the initiation, picking up both those clips beautifully as he transitions down to this Manji section. Nice and out to the edge of the track on both of those clips as he comes for the wall ride at clip 5, upsetting him a little bit, going a little too deep again, but staying on the throttle of that rotary motor, putting it nice into the wall as he comes up to that inside clip, not letting the walls shake him up as he knows to just stay on the throttle and finish out the run.
Good job on Steven. Have to wait and see what the judges end up giving him there. And a 79.3, but still 89. Sitting with currently. And here is Pontus Jakobsen for his second run. Good here, nice transition. All the way out there for clip 3. Coming up a little late for 4, but then getting back into it for clip 5 in this wall run. Putting the gas to the floor there. There he goes, across the line for run 2. Showing out a little bit across the signs. On Ponce, 84.3, so that could be a good tiebreaker for him. But here's Oliver at the line, ready to go.
Yeah, and already off the line is Oliver Eppinger, the last driver here of Group 3. Only 2 groups left to go, so don't go anywhere as we're moving through these really quickly. Oliver having a great initiation through the first outside clip and inside as he comes through this Manji section now, filling out clip 3 and 4 as he puts it up onto the wall for the long wall ride here of clip 5, staying on that throttle nice and settled, transitioning along that little bumper wall area to get it through that inside clip and across the line.
Yeah, I like the line there around the last and final outside zone. Was just a little bit on the inside, but that's fine. 88.7 for Oliver Eppinger. And that's going to do it for Group 3. Again, as you said, just 2 more groups to go. So we'll take another very short break, and we'll be right back with more qualifying. right, we are back. Got Group 4 loaded in. Ready to go for qualifying. They are taking their last little bit of practice runs. Bring up that current top 8 after 3 groups. Alan Hines sitting on top with that 94.3. Brunas now in second with a 92.7. And Rahman, the 91.3 in that third spot.
Yeah, what a qualifying. Oh.
No, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. What a qualifying. Yeah.
It's been. It's those final round blues. Like I'm sitting here like, man, we only got 2 groups left.
Yeah, this is the last of it. It will be a long summer, but I mean, we have some events coming up over the summer. just saying, you know.
And it looks like Lazam, first driver here of Group 4, is already heading out for his run in his Toyota Supra. Going a little wide there for that inside clip as he comes down to clip 3 and transitions to 4. Sets himself up nicely for 5, but goes deep into the wall. And is going to have to shut down that run and causing himself to zero out his first run.
Yeah, another victim to that clip 5 wall. Really unfortunate. I got to see and drive with Lazam during practice. He looked really settled into this track. But again, he's got another run coming up. Here's Daniel Mora for his first run. Entering in. Nice and smooth there. Picking up the first inside clip. Another smooth transition across. Daniel, another driver, looked very good in practice. Nice settled in. There he is, pouring on the angle there in clip 5. That massive outside zone. Another smooth transition back on throttle around the inside clip. And finishing out his first run.
Very nice run there from Daniel. He's another one that really just kind of, he's so smooth that all of a sudden he gets these crazy high points. And that's just what he does there. Getting an 88 was Daniel Mura for his first run, as we have Adriel Machado now coming in for his first run, going way too wide around that inside clip, but can he make up for it off the transition into clip 3? Yes, he does, filling the zone completely, grabbing forward now for that wall run. Little hesitant going into it and trying to get that car to rotate and get to angle without going into the wall. Makes up for it on the last half of clip 5, coming through 6 now in that inside clip. Doing a good job for the rest of the course is Adriel.
Yeah, not too bad to start things out for Adriel. See what the score ends up being. Not quite sure what's happening in chat, but Adriel ends up with an 82.7. What's up, everybody? Here we go. Ericos Jerkus entering in and filling that first outside zone. And look at the angle there after inside clip 1. And just foot to the floor here. As I say, that massive lift as he decels into clip 5, but then right back on it through that big outside zone. Good transition. Using all that momentum. Gives the wall a little tap there. And ends up hitting that inside clip. There he goes, finishing it out for his first run with those new wheels and wing added to his car.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, that's a nice little touch he has there.
Yeah, it looked good. And a 90.7, so the run looked good as well. And that'll put him up into the top 8 there on the top left. 6th position.
Next up here is Maxime. Maxime's been doing super well all season here. You know, really kind of showing up and really putting in the effort and the work and getting up there with some of the best guys in the field. So he's not one to shake a stick at. As Maxime gets off the line now and ready to start his qualifying run. Nice and wide through that first outside zone, but missing out on the first inside clip. Coming down now to clip 3, could have been a little deeper as he transitions through 4. Now sets up for 5, puts that S15 right on the wall. Doing a good job, lots of angle on it as well as he transitions to clip 6 now, almost going backwards, but look at that, beautiful through the inside clip, giving the wall a little nudge there as he finishes out the run.
Yeah, Maxime looking good here. Last and final round. 83 on the board for Maxime. Nikitas, we see him back there. Be coming to the line next. Hopefully he's not having any issues. I think I hear something over Discord about his internet possibly having issues. Although we see him right there. I believe that's him.
Yep, that would be.
Ooh, okay, yeah, hearing he's having the 99% CPU load. And is sort of playing with like 20 frames. I guess he's gonna give it a try. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh.
You can do it, Nikitas. We believe in you.
Chris, our head judge, did say he's gonna send him. Oh, that is a fantastic way to get through the chicane there. He does enter in, so we're getting some of the run. Yeah, this is gonna be just impossible to judge. Yeah, which is crazy that like the CPU load would cause something like this. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the internet, and sometimes these things happen. Oh no, did he?
I think he's just shutting it down.
Yeah, unfortunate Nikitas, but you know, we enjoy seeing him. He's been here all season long. Was with us last season as well. He's here every single round, and you know, gives it a try.
And Nikitas is looking so good this year too.
Yeah, a lot better from last year, definitely. And here we go with Ethan on his first run. A little bobble there through the first turn. And filling clip 3. These transitions through the Manji section. Head into the wall, nice, but does make a couple of bobbles there. He tries to work out to that wall just a little bit extra. There he goes, last and final turn here. Really driving straight at that last and final outside zone, but he finishes it out. On those judges. And 86.7 on the board for Ethan. We're back around to Lazam.
Lazam sitting on a 0, so he's gonna want to just give it all he can here for his final run of qualifying in this beautiful Supra, and looking not too shabby so far, but this is where it got him last time. Hold up on that wall, sticking to that angle. There he goes, making his way, dragging that bumper. Good job there from Lazam around clip 5 through clip 6 into this inside clip. There we go. There's a run from Lazam that we all know and love.
Yeah, good on Lazam to come out after that 0. Put a solid run down. Let's wait and see what the judges have to say. And a 93.3 for Lazam. That's going to put him near the top there in second place, just behind Alan Hines. 1 point difference, and we're back around to Daniel Mora. His second run. Good initiation. And smooth here through turn 1. Is Daniel looking good into clip 3 as well. And just settled in here as Daniel Mora into this big outside zone for clip 5 and into 6. Hanging on to that line, I like it. Does drive out to the outside just a little early and ends up coming off that last and final outside zone just a little early as well, but still overall good run from Daniel Mora, and he'll better the 88 with an 88.7.
the way the competition's been this year, that 0.7 probably going to help him. Everyone's been
Absolutely.
so close. 82.7 sitting is Adriel Machado here as he comes into that first outside clip, grabs the inside zone, transitions down to clip 3, filling the zone nicely as he goes through 4 and sets up for the wall ride. No hesitation this time around, just putting his foot to the floor and hoping, ooh, nicking the wall right at the end there, but enough to keep his transition and momentum going as he comes through that inside clip. Pushes way out to the wall, but ooh, it
My
gets him as
goodness.
he straightens out. Hopefully that wasn't before the finish line.
That's going to be really close.
Really close.
That's a tough one for sure. Still sitting on the 82.7. So they're going to give him some score on the board, just a lower score at that 69.7. And on to Erikas Jerkis for his second run. Currently sitting on the 90.7. Move through turn 1 once again. Really wide there. Filling clip 3. Well as 4. Oh my goodness, and he had me super nervous there as he sets into the wall ride on this big sweeper. Good transition. Does take out that inner clip. Keeps it going and across the finish line. Erikas Jerkis making us all nervous here on that second run. And look at there, 89.3 for Erikas Jerkis on his second run.
Yeah, good job there from Ericus. As we have Maxime. Maxime here sitting on an 83. And good line there through those first 2 clips, transitioning down to clip 3. Filling out the zone as he comes through 4 and sets up for clip 5. Staying on that throttle. Maxime tearing up clip 5 as he transitions down through 6, scraping that bumper along the wall. Beautiful job through the inside zone and nicely finishing out his run.
Yeah, going out and trying to better that 83 that he currently has. He may need to do that to, get on into top 32, and he does with a 90.7. Solid run. That'll put him up into the top 8. And we're on to Ethan, our last driver of Group 4. Trying to better the 86.7. If he can do just that, entering in. Slight bobble there through turn 1. Good transition though. Out to clip 3. Driver's just filling those first sets of outside zones today. Ethan sets in nice. Whoa, as soon as I say that, he grabs the wall. It straightens him out. That will shut his run down there. But he'll hang on to that 86.7, which is not a bad score to have as we move on into Group 5. So we'll take another very short break, load in our last and final group of qualifying, very small group of just 4 drivers: Luciano Canero, Andreas Linne, Zach O'Sullivan, and Jonathan Simpson. We'll be right back with more qualifying. Right, we've got our last and final group loaded in and taking their last little bit of practice runs. We send them off for their last and final qualifying runs of the season. Again, in this group, Luciano, Andreas, Zach, and Jonathan. And Zach going after that Rookie of the Year. Currently holding that Rookie of the Year position. Needs to do well here if he wants to hang on to that, as Yuna's right behind him in the points standings.
Yeah, Yuna's right on his heels for that, and he's itching to get it. So Zach's really going to have to put it all on the line here today.
Right, yep. And last call from our head judge, Chris. It should be Luciano coming to the line here. Let those drivers finish out their last practice runs. Send Luciano. Luciano again looking better and better this season. Here he goes. Lights are on. Nice initiation, very smooth here. Locked into that angle as well. Good transition, nice and snappy. Filling clip 3 and up to 4. Perfect timing there. Great into clip 5. There is a slight decel there. Let that driver set into it. Overall, look at this. Very nice from
Very
Luciano.
Nice.
See what type of score will pop up for him. How high he can move up that board. Look at there, a 91.7. That'll put him in 4th position.
Wow, good job from Luciano. As we have Andreas Lene in that Pixel Esports Toyota Supra coming in, going a little wide there for that inside clip, transitioning down now to clip 3, filling it out nicely as he bungees out to clip 4 and now sets up for 5. Staying on that throttle and trying to put the rear end of that Supra as close to the wall as he can get it as he comes through 6, and see how close he can get to that inside left. A little bit of room, could be a tad closer, but finishing out his first run of qualifying.
Yeah, not too bad from Andreas there. And a 90 on the board for Andreas. There's Zach O'Sullivan at the line, ready to go. Throwing that car in. Locked into the angle there. Very smooth transition out to that outside zone, filling it all the way as well as 4. Nice and settled into this big sweeper. All the way out there to that wall. Good transition across. Yeah, really tight to that inside clip there. There he goes, finishing out his first run of the day. And our current Rookie of the Year from that Bushido style championship. And look at there, a 90.3 on the board for Zach.
Very good run there for Zach indeed, especially just for it being his first one. And then last of the first runs here, Jonathan Simpson going really wide for that outside zone, or that inside clip, sorry, as he transitions down to the Manji section through clip 3 and 4. Setting up now for 5. He's got to keep it steady. Don't go too deep into that wall. And he does just that as he slowly inches out to the end of that wall by the end of clip 5. Coming through now that final inside clip and up to the last outside zone before he finishes out.
Yeah, not too bad. You know, of course, went super wide for that first inside clip, so that's going to be I think the biggest deduction there, and 77.3 for Jonathan. Here we go on to Luciano for his second run, currently with the 91.7. Good transition once again out to clip 3 and comes up in time for 4. And again, settles in very nicely. The clip 5 and this big sweeper along the wall. And another smooth transition from Luciano. I think even a little tighter to that inside clip this time. And just very similar run to his first one. And look at there, a 93.3 from the judges this time. And that'll move him on up just a little bit there. Here we go with Andreas for his second run.
Yeah, Andreas' second run here sitting on a 90. Huge initiation as he gets through those first two clips. Transitioning now down to clip 3. Look at the angle he's poured onto for the Manji section as he puts it up onto the wall, settled in. Not a lot of adjustments, putting it nice up on the wall. Transitions now 4-6, dragging the rear bumper along. Tries to get it as close into that inside clip as he could, almost sacrificing a little bit of speed before getting up on that throttle again and finishing out.
Yeah, again, not bad by him, and 87.7, so a good tiebreaker score if he needs it. And here we go with Zach O'Sullivan. He's sitting on a 90.3. Good initiation once again here for the first turn. Tight to first inside clip as well, and fills clip 3. Whoa, and tons of angle for clip 4 there. He hangs on to it. It will be a deduction for him for those judges. Here he goes across that last and final inside clip. Just a little bit on the inside. Across the finish line he goes. So I think that's going to be a little bit less than the 90.3. And it is an 82.3. And again, Zach driving with that injury to his right hand. Here we go with Jonathan Simpson.
Yeah, our final qualifying run of the season. Round 8 here at the Mondello circuit. Jonathan Simpson closing us out for qualifying in his beautiful Subaru, hitting that curb a little too hard. We're drifting, not rallying, but that's okay. He's holding it together as he comes through clip 5 here, Jonathan Simpson. Through clip 6, now that inside clip, and the final one for qualifying.
That's our last and final run of the season for qualifying there. It's almost bittersweet. He ends up with an 83.7 up on the board, and we see our cutoff there. Augusto Ferreira will end up 32nd with that 76.7. We'll bring it on back around to that top 8. Alan Hines will still remain at that number 1 position after qualifying in Group 1 with a 94.3. Lazam right behind him with a 93.3 as well, but Luciano with a 93.3 also. And then there goes. It gets shuffled, so Luciano will actually end up second with the 93.3. Lazam will move to third with the 93.3. Sarunas staying in that top 8. Number 4 position, 92.7. Roman with a 91.3. Victor Alves with a 91. Tikhon Pileski with a 91 as well. And Erikas Jerkis with a 90.7. A really strong top 8 there. We'll move on along. Maxime to start it out 9 through 16 with a 90.7. And Stephen Hatcher rounding out that top 16 with his 89 up on the board. Looking really good there in qualifying. Super committed to that limiter as always. Then 17 through 24, Daniel Mora with the 88.7. Jonathan Simpson's going to round out the top 24 with an 83.7. There again is our last group. So it's going to get shuffled again there. Adriel in 25th position with a 82.7, and Tobias Thormodsen will round out the top 32 of our final round for Season 5 with that 76.7. Congratulations to all the drivers that made it, and shout out to all the drivers this season, man. Again, they have stepped up once again. The competition level is just insane.
Yeah, this season has just been wild. The drivers have really just brought out everything they've had, and they've all worked on not only improving themselves, but their cars, their setups, and they've just brought in a level of competition this year that if it continues into next year, it's just going to be a wild sixth season.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, as I said, we've got some stuff coming up over the summer. Little details there. We'll have some sort of events where drivers will be able to earn their VDC license. If you're interested in earning your VDC license now, you can drive in Drift Corner Grand Prix, DCGP, and the top 3 from that series will get a VDC license for next season. But we've got more stuff over the summer for you guys if you're interested in getting in on season 6. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for qualifying. Again, Alan Hines on top. He's sitting first in the championship position as well, with T-Con right there behind him. And it'll all come down to top 32. If basically Alan needs to make top 8 to seal it, or go past top 8. If Alan goes out in top 8, T-Con has to win the event. So some drama coming up for the top 32.
It's going to be a close one. It's going to be so exciting. So make sure to keep those notifications on and tune in when we come back for top 32.
Absolutely. We're going to take just over an hour break. We'll be back at the top of the hour, so 2 p.m. Eastern time. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in for the qualifying of our final round here at Mondello Park. We'll see you all very soon.